Hello and welcome to Play PKN, the weekly video bulletin brought to you by packagingnews.com.au, the media hub for Australia's packaging industry. I'm Lindy Houston and I've briefly stepped out from my home office in isolation to come to the local park, which, as you can see behind me, is also suffering the effects of shutdown. Now, shutdown is affecting our industry and it has meant a change in different ways for different people. For some, it's a change in working conditions. For others, it has meant an increase in demand for goods. And for others, a complete change in what they usually manufacture, as they all step up to respond to the fight against coronavirus. Making headlines this week is South Australian packaging company Detmold Group, who is readying its facility so that it can make 145 million surgical and respirator masks for the government stockpile. Detmold expects to be producing 20 million masks per month by June. Packaging equipment manufacturer Foodmach, meanwhile, has been contracted to build 3 mask-making machines for Australia's medical mask producer Medcon, who needs them to step up its usual run of 2 million masks to 50 million masks. This is not the usual type of machinery that engineering company Foodmach builds, but it has the expertise and wherewithal to do so and is on task to get the first one in production within 8 weeks. And that's as I have it from the CEO, Earl Roberts. They're all working at it 24/7 to make sure that this can be up and running as soon as possible. Taking a closer look at the impact of COVID-19 on our industry more broadly, this week on PKN's website, we have published the results of our PKN Pulse survey, which we developed in collaboration with Matthews Australasia. And in it, we show the top line results that show that most companies have indeed felt some impact, especially those in the FMCG manufacturing sector, which in fact has seen a massive increase in demand for specific products, as you can well imagine. Looking ahead for these companies, staff health and well-being was cited by the most respondents as the top concern, followed by supply chain issues and also then funding and capital issues and a lack of information to inform decisions, as well as a concern over a drop in export demand. You can head to our website, packagingnews.com.au, for full details. What the COVID-19 pandemic is not affecting, I'm pleased to report, is progress being made by the Australian Packaging Covenant Organisation towards meeting the national packaging targets. And yesterday, we had the launch of Our Packaging Future, a framework document that outlines exactly how Australia will deliver those targets by 2025. It was launched yesterday for the first time via a webinar, thanks again to the shutdown, and has been hailed by the industry as the first holistic and integrated perspective of Australia's packaging ecosystem. The report is based on input from about 200 stakeholders and was compiled by APCO. It outlines a number of critical steps that are being taken, and among them, most notable, number 1, that we are going to increase the goal or the target of the amount of recycled content in packaging from 30%, which it currently is sitting at, or 30%, which was the original target in 2018, to 50%. And secondly, we're going to launch a national consumer education campaign on sustainable packaging. Very welcome move indeed. The APCO CEO, Brooke Donnelly, said, "We will not accept a future defined by waste stockpiles, inefficient waste recovery economies, self-interest and fragmented regulation and policy approaches." The framework has been well received by brand owners, business groups and environmental groups alike. One of the notable comments was by Andrew Smith, the head of sustainability of Pack Group, and he said this: "Now is the time for brand owners to act boldly and demand recycled content to achieve these targets." Now, there's little doubt to me that there's going to take a lot of work from all stakeholders. And Paul Klemenko, the CEO of Planet Arc, probably sums it up best. He says, "The transformation to a circular economy will require one of the greatest collaboration efforts ever undertaken by humanity." Well, since we're now in the midst of the biggest collective effort we've ever had to face as humankind in our time, with most people stepping up to do their bit, I think this does bode very well for what we can achieve when it comes to trying to meet a circular economy objective. That's all from me, packagingnews.com.au, signing off. Thank you.